The perfect manifestation routine to attract wealth fast. Now, every single one of you falls in one of two categories. Number one, you have no idea how to attract wealth into your life. You lack clarity. You literally don't know what you need to do to generate money. If that's you, you belong here, and this video is going to radically transform your life. Or you fall into category number two, where you know what needs to be done, or at the very least, you have a really good idea of what you need to do to generate money, but you are wildly inconsistent and you procrastinate so freaking much. Regardless of which category you fall into, this video is going to be very valuable to you because we're going to solve both problems. We're going to solve the problem of getting crystal clear on what the next steps are and what you actually need to do on a day-to-day basis to generate and attract money into your life. And number two, how to be consistent, how to harness your will and focus on the mission so that you overcome procrastination literally for good. Like it never gets in your way ever again. So if that sounds cool to you, stick around. You're going to enjoy this video. We're going to keep the energy of this video pretty low key. And the reason I want to keep it pretty low key is because most of y'all, you struggle with attracting money because you make it this big deal. You think it's super complicated and complex, but in reality, attracting money into your life is wildly simple. So before we get into the perfect manifestation routine to attract wealth fast, I want to talk about some common habits that get in the way of you attracting the money that you want. It's so important to start here because if we don't, it would be like if we just focused on the routine, the actual manifestation practice, it would be like trying to build a castle on quicksand. If you're still harboring these limiting habits, these lack beliefs, then a castle is going to sink very, very quickly. And no matter how consistent you are with this routine, you're going to continue to like hit a wall, sabotage yourself, and experience a lot of resistance. So this first half, perhaps the most important, so listen to me very carefully. Habit number one that gets in the way of you being able to attract money into your life, regardless of how energetically aligned you are, or regardless of how action-oriented and consistent you are with your actions, if you are afraid of judgment or rejection, you're going to continue to hit a wall. You're going to continue to slow yourself down and prevent the flow of money coming into your life. So how many of you watching this are afraid of what other people are going to think of you? Take a moment and truly reflect on that. Are you afraid of what people are going to think of you? Are you afraid of rejection? Like, could you reach out to somebody, call somebody, send a message on social media, and let them know your wildest dreams and what you want? Are you afraid, like, they might think that you're a little crazy, or that you're trying to take advantage of them, or whatever it is, you're trying to sell them something? It doesn't even matter. If you harbor any ounce, like any ounce of the fear of judgment, you are going to experience it like you're walking through sludge trying to move forward and attract money into your life. You have to let that go completely. Well, how do you overcome the fear of rejection or the fear of judgment? You notice it when it comes up, and it's going to tell you, don't do this. And whatever it tells you not to do, you fucking do it. You do it. You make it happen. That's literally the only way. You have to go through it. And once you go through it, you realize on the other side of it, it's wildly free and full of wealth and abundance. We try to overcomplicate it. Like, how do I run around this wall? When I feel fear and fear of judgment and rejection, what do I need to do? What affirmation do I need to tell myself? What do I need to do with my body? How do I need to clear the body of anxiety and tension? Whatever the fear is, you just have to go through it. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Just do the thing that generates the fear. It's the greatest habit you can get into. It's the greatest practice you can get into. Another thing that gets in the way of people being able to attract wealth into their life is the inability or the unwillingness to think big. So many of y'all watching this are just tiny little thinkers. They're like, I want to attract $1,000 into my life this month, or whatever that number is. Most of y'all are playing a small game. You're not realizing just how powerful you are as a creator, as a manifester. So do some honest self-reflection. Look at yourself in the mirror and really tune into what really lights you up. Because if you pursue the thing that really lights you up, you're going to feel so much energy in your body, and it's going to be so much easier to act in the face of discomfort. But if you're pursuing something that's like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool, you're going to lack the energy needed to persist. So give yourself the permission to think big. 10x your vision. It's going to really ignite a fire in your butt in a good, empowering way. The third thing that gets in most people's way is the inability to focus one's mind, like an unstable mind. Like if you can't harness your focus, and if you're just at the whims of what comes and goes, you're going to lack consistent energy. You're going to lack consistent action, which points to the fourth one. What gets in people's way is inconsistent energy and effort. Like, yo, how many of you watching this right now are just wildly inconsistent with your energy? You're wildly inconsistent with your effort. Like you're able to put the gas all the way to the ground, the pedal to the metal for a day or for a week, but then you stop. Why do you stop? You stop because you're losing focus. And so if you commit to this routine that we're now going to transition into, you will be able to harness your focus and you will be able to harness your effort, and it will create so much momentum where you attract wealth into your life. And there's just no way around it. If you do this routine, you will attract wealth. If you don't do it, you won't attract it. Unless you do something very similar that really follows the same principles, and yeah, that'll work. But even if you like go from thing to thing, you're going to notice a lot of slowing down experiences, resistance. So the routine, I'll go through it real quick and then I'll further elaborate. It's a 3-pronged process. This should take a maximum of 10 minutes. I recommend doing this twice a day minimum. The 3-pronged process: clean up, tune up, act up. So you go through them in specific order: clean up, tune up, act up. Let's further elaborate. You can set a timer doing this where each of the processes takes about 2.5, 3 minutes. Okay. So cleanup, the intention, the purpose of cleanup is you sit down, you close your eyes, you breathe, and you erase everything from your experience. You erase all of the doubts and the insecurities. You erase your attachment to the past. You erase your attachment to the future, and you just be here now. There's so many various exercises to do this. If you need some help, I have a free guided meditation that will accelerate this process. But there's so many different ways to clean up the clutter in your mind. You can focus on your breath, and every time you exhale, you can affirm the word release, or affirm the word relax, or affirm the word clean up. And you just become still. Like this void. It's a clean slate. You clean up. There's no doubt anymore. There's no insecurities anymore. There's no fear anymore. You're just pure presence. From that state, you have a clean whiteboard, brand new, new chapter, new beginnings. The second phase is tune up. Tune up is align your energy with your ideal, to occupy the state of your wish fulfilled, to feel the way that you want to feel. You can do this by imagining or visualizing your greatest life and allow that to influence the way that you breathe. Allow that to influence every cell in your body, where you begin to vibrate in alignment with who you want to be. And you can feel it. You tune up, you align, you tune up, you tune up, you tune up. Again, if you need some help, free guided meditation down below. No email opt-in, just you can listen to it. You tune up, you maintain this energy for a few minutes. And then the most important piece where nobody else is talking about. So again, overview real quick. Clean up, tune up, and the final one is act up. Act up. This is about changing your behavior. This is about doing something that typically you normally wouldn't do. And so act up is you get out of your chair, your couch, or whatever you're sitting down or lying down. You get up and you start to move your body. From that phase of tuning up, you have so much energy, so much life force in your body. And now you need to get up and move. You need to express yourself. You need to physicalize that energy and just allow that energy to inspire any type of movement. You can dance, you can do some qigong, some breath patterns. You can move energy with your hands. You can like jump up and down. You can do push-ups, whatever it is, doesn't freaking matter, but you act up. And this is a lot easier to do when you're in that energy aligned state. And from that act up place, this gets the momentum rolling. Because prior to this process, you're just like, not moving. You cleaned the slate, you tuned up, you started moving your body, you started to physicalize this energy. And from here, right, you've overcome the procrastination because now you're like, I need to do something. I need to really harness this energy and focus it on something. So if you struggle with procrastination, well, we're eliminating that now, because now you're like, I have to do something with this energy. And if you lacked clarity with what needs to be done, when you're in that state of energy, simply ask yourself, what do I need to do to attract money? And sit with that, marinate in that thought. Be patient there. Something might not come up immediately, but be patient. Just sit with that, and then something will come up. You will get guidance of reach out to so-and-so, apply to so-and-so, create so-and-so. You will get inspiration. And guess what? Follow that inspiration. Do it immediately. Do it now. You cannot wait any longer. Act immediately. Even if there's a million excuses that come up, eliminate them. Do not tolerate excuses. You have to get to this place where you cannot tolerate excuses. So to overview everything that we've talked about, the routine. Set a timer for 2.5 to 3 minutes for every single process. Clean up, be present. Clear the mind. Second one, tune up, align the energy. Occupy the state of your wish fulfilled. A lot of people talk about this, but are you doing it multiple times a day? Number 3, act up. Nobody's talking about this. You feel aligned? Now use that to move your body, to begin the process of taking action. Because manifestation is not just about aligning your energy. It's about taking action. It's about combining the energy with the physical. That's what we do in the spiritual gym. If you enjoyed this, please share it with a friend. It would mean the world to me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel or you subscribe to the podcast. It is your time to show up boldly. It is your time to create something epic. It is your time to live out your potential, to have a lot of fun doing it, and to love yourself unconditionally throughout the process. Always come back to that routine. Clean up, tune up, act up. No matter the challenges that you are facing, the upsets that you experience, if you come back to that, boom, you create a new. You create a new. You create a new. So much love for you. Thank you for tuning in. Talk to you soon.